You know, why would I believe anything that the Fed says? The chairman was named something Powell or Janet Yates or whatever. Why would I believe anything that they say? Why? Didn't they say that inflation is fine? It's not going to happen. And all of a sudden now they said that inflation is going to happen over the next couple of months. Why? Why? Oh, because printing a bunch of money or adding a bunch of digits to our national debt is making our dollar worthless. They're finally getting it. Do they not understand? And I know that there's more that goes into it. It's not. It's highly complicated. It's not like the financial system is learning about the financial system sucks. It's highly boring. It's monotonous. I have a good general understanding. I don't know every single detail about everything I talk about. I don't. And who does? Like, who does? Unless you're going to be like, spit, like, unless you're going to be like that's your general area of expertise. But, who's an expert about everything? They're not. I'm not an expert about anything. But I do have a general understanding about the monetary system and how it works and how supply and demand works and inflation and the taxation and the general. I understand more than the average American. That's for dang sure. And to sit here and for them to say that, oh, inflation is not gonna it's not gonna be bad, or and then all of a sudden inflation is gonna, dude, inflation might not matter to you because they're rich and they might not see it. They might not see it in their own personal life because they get a ton of money. Like I said, inflation is felt by the lower class first. That's how it's felt, right? They and prices go up and they feel it first. Why? Why do they feel it first? Well, because they don't have a lot of money. We don't have a lot of extra money. Well, guess what? If you're upper middle class or rich, you could take on uh rising prices, no problem. It's a little bit of a hit, right? But you're fine. Well, this can destroy people's lives. This can make people homeless. Like I was talking about with the rent thing. My lease is about to be up in July, and I want to go rent somewhere else. Yeah, I know, right? There's a debate about renting, and it gets good as bad. Well, for me, I live in the city, and my kids are in school, and I'm trying to keep them in the same school till they graduate, and they're almost graduated. So yeah, I'm not gonna stay in the dang city. Okay, so why would I need to buy a house here? It doesn't make any sense for me. It just depends on your situation. Um, but anyway, I plan on moving closer to the school, but since people have there's some people that have been affected and they can't work. They can't work because they lost their job. I mean, there's a lot of jobs out here. You look out here, it might not be a job you want to work. You might want to go. It might be fast food. It's still a job. But they want to collect unemployment because why? Why do they collect unemployment? Well, because they get paid more. They get paid more on unemployment because they get that extra 300 or 400 or $600 a week. Um. So honestly, like, there's no reason why people could not be paying rent if they're getting unemployment. They're why are they not paying rent? Why are they not paying it? Like, seriously, they're getting paid more than somebody like me. Why are they not paying rent? Because they just refuse to. They're they're abusing the system. And that them not having to pay rent, not getting kicked out for not paying rent. That's what it is. Not being evicted. That's for people that have lost their jobs and they really can't. Like, they're screwed. Well, wouldn't you think that that's like the minority if people can collect unemployment, right? This is the thing when you got like big. This is why it should have been left up to the states, not the federal government. This is what happens when you get big industries and companies that think that they know everything, and that it just like this works for everything. Like $15 an hour works for everywhere. It's like, dude, it does not work for everywhere when the economies are different in every state, every county. Like it's different. If everything was the same across the board, 100% in America, then it would make sense. But you can't just say, okay, we're going to do this. And no, it's going to affect places differently. It might not be enough help for some places, and it might be too much help for other places. And that's why, I like smaller government and smaller companies because they can pivot, they can adapt quicker than just some big company that's like a big, like, uh, uh, I can't even think of it. I'm on a brain freeze right now, but like a big glop of big glop of a huge army or whatever. Jeez, I can't even spit it out. It's harder for that army to pivot if you get a huge army, but if you got like small groups attacking, like you can pivot better. Small squadrons. So it's just too bulky, and to pivot's really hard. So you know a lot of, just to be like, okay, here's a broad spectrum. That's what the government does. It here, let's just do a broad brush, and it doesn't work. It doesn't work for every situation. And what about these people? So these people who are collecting unemployment, getting paid a ton of money by the federal government every week, like an extra $300 or $600, whatever it is, and they're not paying rent. Well, what about the people that are having to pay mortgage and having to fix up and do repairs on the place, and they refuse to pay rent? What about them? Shouldn't these people be investigated? Where are they putting their money? Isn't that like fraud? Like seriously, isn't that fraud? I mean, I know there's not probably any laws against it, but like you're getting paid money by the government to not work, and you're refusing to pay rent. And then like I said, who's gonna have to pay this rent? It's gonna have to be the next tenant. So when I go somewhere else and someone hasn't been paying rent the last year, well, who's gonna have to pay higher rent now? It's gonna be me. Well, you know what? A lot of people are gonna end up being homeless now. They're not gonna be able to afford it. And somebody else is gonna have to. That's what I'm saying with the national debt. In the future, these kids, when I'm old, I'm gonna have to pay high taxes. Kids are gonna have to pay high taxes. Why? Because of the baby boomers. And add in all this debt. Add in all of this debt. But that's what they want. They want debt. You know, I already see what's going on. I'm not stupid. I'm not stupid seeing that like these politicians just do whatever that the Fed tells them to do. Why? Well, if like I said in a video yesterday, if I was handed a credit card for 500,000 or $1 million and I had 0% interest to pay on it, really, really, to win? So I only have to pay like the minimum balance and that's it. Yeah, I don't have to pay nothing really. It's just my monthly payment. You know, like 0% interest. When the politicians, when the politicians sit here and then they come out with these huge stimulus packages, and then when they say it's for the American people, oh, $1,400 for the American people, and then they put all the crap in there where it's like, oh, Bail out for this, bail out for that. Why don't they have a separate bill? Why can't the stimulus just be for the people? Why it should be one page, it should be one paragraph. Stimulus bill $1,400 for this, and that, and that's it. Why do they add all their crap in there? They always add their crap. No, make your own separate bill and try to pass that by itself. No, but they want to try to use us as leverage. That's what they do. That's what the Democrats do, is they use people as leverage. They use whoever that they need to use, illegal immigrants, um, certain communities, and then they throw them away. That just to try to get their way, to try to get power. That's what they do. I see it. And who's in charge? The Fed, the banks. The banks are in charge of us. The Federal Reserve is not part of the government. It's a private bank owned by the richest people on this planet. It's like the 12 richest people on this planet. People think that Elon's the richest person or Bezos or whoever. They're not. I don't believe that for 1 second. I want to know. I want to know the Rockefellers and the Rothschilds, how much did they really have? I don't believe that they only have 400 million or a couple billion. I don't believe that for 1 second. I think that these people are the ones who funded these families, have funded World War II on both sides. They funded the Nazis and they funded America. That's what I believe. Yeah, I don't got no proof of this. Do your own research. Just my opinion, just my belief. Call me crazy, call me a crackpot, that's fine, I don't care. I'm a conspiracy theorist, I don't care. I see how they manipulate the system. You think that depression just happened for no reason? The market crashed for no reason? Come on, man. Really? Really? Isn't it funny we have a huge war every 80 years? Whether it's the Revolutionary War, whether it's the Civil War, whether it's World War II, and now it's what happening now. Every 80 years. Every 80 years. Isn't that kind of funny? Isn't that kind of funny? But yeah, I don't believe these people. I don't trust any of these people. I would like them to all be voted out across the board. Every single one of them needs to be taken out of office. And I'm not saying violently. I'm not saying that. I'm saying they need to be removed from office. Republicans, Democrats. There's only a handful of Republicans I like. There's only a handful of them. The governor of Texas, who's opening up Texas and getting rid of the lockdowns and masks, I got a lot of respect for that guy. That guy's a patriot. As far as I know about him. Those actions right there tells me he's for our rights. That's what that tells me. If you want to be afraid of something and you want to sit here and be scared, then be scared. Ignore the evidence. Whatever. Wear your mask, quarantine yourself, do what you want to do. But the rest of us, we don't need to be following that. We don't need to. It's messed everything up. Our economy is just completely backwards now. Completely backwards. They keep on printing money thinking they're gonna fix the problem, and people think they're gonna get free money. You do what you want with your money, right? Do what you want with your money. All I have to say is, like, I posted that video, which not a lot of people watched, which I think is probably one of my most powerful videos I've ever made. The ant and the grasshopper. Don't when you grasshoppers have your fun. Don't be coming to us ants that work hard and asking us for our stuff. Now you deal with what you got to deal with on your own. And us ants who have worked and continue to work and save and invest, not save in the banks, but invest in proper things, whether it's guns, whether it's food, whether it's silver or gold or cryptocurrency or stocks, instead of investing in Nike shoes or TVs or stupid crap like that, or maybe trying to like make ourselves look like we got a lot of money, try to brag to the next person. Don't be coming to us hard workers, people who have done things the right way, and asking us for help. Maybe some ants might be nice and help out a couple, but the mass amount of you sheeps deserve to be hungry. How many times how many of you sheep have missed a meal? That's what I'm wondering. Probably not many. Probably not many. You sheep are some of the most, like, think about it. We live better than people did. We live better than kings did 100 years ago. Think about that. The luxuries that we have compared to people 100 years ago, 200 years ago. And people take it for granted. That's what I'm saying. People deserve depression. That's what they deserve. They deserve to feel like, to know how it is to go hungry. They're pretty much overweight anyway. They can use a diet. Drink some salt water. That'll help out. That'll definitely help out. Himalayan salt and no salt. Mix those together, a teaspoon of each in a 1 liter water bottle. It'll help out. It'll help you get your electrolytes. But yeah, I don't know. These financial experts, are they experts? Fauci changing his mind. We don't need masks. Oh, we do need masks. Oh, you need to wear 2 masks. Oh, you need to wear 3. Dude, I'm not gonna wear any mask, man. You wear a mask. Don't tell me I have to wear a mask. I don't want to. Shouldn't have to wear one. Go take your global reset, your the great reset, and take it somewhere else. But you you Americans, you sheep out here, you're gonna get what you paid for. You're gonna get it. You're gonna get some pain and suffering, maybe, and I'm going to too. Thanks to you people, I did what I was supposed to do. I do what I'm supposed to do. I stay out of trouble. I'm raising two kids that are going to be productive members of society. They stay out of trouble. I don't drink around them. I don't do drugs. I don't do any of that, and neither do they. I'm not perfect, and neither are they. But they have some humility. They definitely do. They don't have everything handed to them. Neither do I. And I'm preparing them for what's about to happen to them. The pain and suffering they're about to go through. I'm preparing them about women. I don't lie to them. And that's what's happened to us. That's what's happened to millennials. That's what's happened to Gen X, is we've been lied to. And now you guys are acting out. Go to college, everything will be okay. Yeah. Yeah. Go to college. Take on all that debt. Take that debt. Go ahead, do it. Good luck finding a job when the robots come. What's the point of going to college? What's the point? What is the point? Unless you're going to go for, like, fixing these robots or a doctor or something like that. What's the point? There's no point. It's worthless. It's just like most of these classes in high school is completely worthless. You could just take the GED test and you'd be fine. High school should be about more so trying to figure out these kids what they want to do with their lives, not making them take all these stupid English classes. Seriously, they need to be figuring out what they like. That's what it should be about. But nah, that's preparing for college because we want more debt. We want them to be slaves to the system. That's what the government wants. They want slaves to the system. They want us to be slaves. Look at the dollar bill. Look at the dollar bill. Why is there a pyramid on that dollar bill? And then there's all seeing eye at the top. Why? Because they want us to be slaves. Who's the one that put the pyramids together? The slaves. Slaves did. Israelites.